Respected teacher, my dear friends, I'm here to take a seminar on the topic Theyyam. So, Theyyam is also known as Kaliyatam, and it is one of the most vibrant and ancient ritual art forms which is mostly played in northern Kerala, especially in Kannur, Kasargod, and parts of Kozhikode. This term Theyyam, it comes from a Malayalam word called Theyyam. Its meaning is God. The performer is worshipped as a living deity. So the one who is playing the role of, or the one who is the performer, is worshipped as a living deity. It combines dance, music, drama, mime, makeup, costume designs, and rituals, making it a complete theatre form. Unlike classical theatre, it is not performed like an entertainment or something which is played in free time or enjoyed during free times by the people. This is a spiritual and communal experience. It is a religious ritual type of play. The performance blurs the boundary between actor and character as the performer becomes the deity both physically and spiritually. So the person who is performing Theyyam, he is completely blurred, or he is completely outside of this world, making him physically and spiritually different. Like he, at that time, he becomes the deity. Now, when we talk about the origin and historical background, Theyyam originated from ancient tribal and Dravidian traditions long before the arrival of Aryan influence or Sanskritized rituals. It has roots in animistic and ancestral worship, where spirits and deities were evoked through dance. So, in this play Theyyam, the deities and the spirits were evoked through dance. The form evolved through centuries, absorbing local legends, myths, and social narratives. So this was played a long back ago, a long century. It came in India, Kerala. Early Theyyam performances were part of village festivals and agricultural rituals meant to ensure prosperity and drive away evil. So this play was mainly performed in the parts of village festivals, so it was not that much important, and it was not played regularly. Over time, Theyyam became a symbol of resistance and social commentary, expressing the voices of the oppressed and lower caste. And after some times, this play was also played or a tribute for the voices of the oppressed and the other lower stratas in the society. More than 400 different themes are performed today, each with unique stories and divine origins. Next one is performance structure and sequence. The performance usually takes place in temple courtyards, kavu, sacred groves, or ancestral homes. So this type of performance is mainly done or is mainly done in temple courtyards and the ancestral homes called as Taravadu or Kav. The festival season lasts from October to May. Major phases of the year include preparation. The performer undergoes strict rituals, fasting, and purification before the event. If the one who is performing this Theyyam, if he has done so many sins, or if he is having bad or not good food habits like that, he has to undergo, he has to purify himself. The second one is Totem Pato, Invocation Song, a ritual song that narrates the deity's origin and heroic deeds accompanied by drums and cymbals. So this Pato is accompanied by so many drums and cymbals. Third one is makeup and costume. Artists spend hours applying face paint made of natural colors, wearing elaborate headgear, and decorating their bodies with leaves, mirrors, and ornaments. We have seen that the one who is performing Theyyam, he has to do painting on his face, natural colors, very bright colors, having ornaments in his head and his body, fourth one is dance and drama. The performer enacts mythological or local tales using expressive gestures, chants, and rhythmic movements. So the body movements, their expressions, the wild expression which they make, this makes their act more beautiful. Climax and blessing. At the height of performance, the artist becomes the embodied form of the deity, blessing devotees and listening to their problems. So, at the end of this theme, the performance, the artist become embodied form of deity. So, at this moment, the performer is becoming a deity, and the people or the one who is watching comes near him and tell their problems, and he would give blessings to those devotees. The entire performance lasts several hours, often continuing through the night till dawn. So it is a long play. It would be playing for hours, often coming to the night till dawn. So we could see in temple that people would stay for seeing, for watching this theme. They stay from night to the dawn. Fourth one is theatrical and artistic elements. Acting. Theyyam acting is highly stylized, more symbolic than realistic. The performer expresses emotions through body movement, facial expressions, and rhythms. So when their acting is spectacular, like they play with their expressions on their faces, their body movements, the rhythm, the hand movements, everything are very different. The music, traditional percussion instruments such as chenda, eladalam, and kurumkujal accompany the performance. So the many musical instruments which is used traditionally. Dance movements vary from gentle circular steps to vigorous spins and leads symbolizing divine energy. So at first they will be chandula, they'll be slowly moving in circular steps, then they would spin vigorously, like it is very difficult for a normal person to do those spins. Like we might be faint and leave symbolizing divine energy. So this shows the one who is performing has now have divine energy, because an ordinary person couldn't do those moves. Costume design. Costumes are massive and colorful, representing power and divinity. So, the color which they are wearing, the costumes which they are wearing, is very bright, and it is not a costume which a normal people wear. So, it represents their power and divinity. The height of the headgear can reach over 12 feet. Makeup. Mugattejuttu. Face designs are complex, using red, yellow, black, and white to symbolize courage, purity, and energy. Stage space. The open courtyard becomes a sacred stage without boundaries, lights, or curtains. So, the stage or the place where they perform, it doesn't have any boundaries. There is no lights or curtains. They just plain open stages in the courtyard. Audience participation. The audience is not passive, they interact directly, ask blessings, and respond emotionally. So they doesn't act passive. They talk to the performer, they ask for blessings, and they also get their responses. Now let us talk about symbolism and theme. Every Theyyam represents a divine or heroic figure, gods, goddesses, spirits, or ancestors. So the performer who is playing Theyyam is a divine figure or a heroic figure. Its themes often include the triumph of good or over evil, social justice, and inequality. Deities often rise from oppressed castes. So we know that the deities here they are from the lower classes. The relationship between human and divine worlds. So it also talks about the relationship between the human and divine worlds, the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. We know that we have come from God, we have to go to God, and also we will have rebirth. Symbolic use of colors, fire, and movement communicates moral and philosophical ideas. So we know that each color has its own meaning. The fire and the movement, our actions, our expressions, fire also has its own meaning. The performance transformation from a human into a deity represents theatre's ultimate metamorphosis, actor becoming the character completely. So we could, through this, we can understand that when a performer or the one who is playing has entered into that play, he is completely separated from this world. Now he is living in that art or in that play. Sixth one, cultural and social importance. Theyyam is not just a performance art, it is a way of preserving oral history, community memory, and cultural identity. So it is not just a performance, it is not just a form of entertainment, but it is a way of repeating our oral history, and it has been played through every community, and it's also our Kerala's cultural identity. It brings together people of all classes and castes, creating social unity and collective faith. So everyone is having same faith, no matter whichever class or caste they belong to. Many Theyyams such as Vishnumurti, Muchilottu Bhagavati, and Golikan carry moral lessons and stories of justice. Many Theyyams such as Vishnumurti, Muchilottu Bhagavati, and Golikun carry moral lessons and stories of justice. So, Theyyams or the such as Vishnumurti, Muchilottu Bhagavati, and Golikun, it has moral lessons. It teaches certain lessons to the one who is watching, and it's also stories of justice which would influence the people who are watching this Theyyam. Provides livelihood for folk artists and costume makers, keeping traditional craftsmanship alive. So there is also a way of livelihood or a way of money for the folk artists who do these costumes, like who all paint the face, the one who is making those ornaments, the costume makers. So it is also maintaining the traditional craftsmanship, acts as a cultural bridge connecting ancient spirituality to modern sensibilities. So it also a cultural bridge. It makes a connection with the ancient spirituality. It has been studied as a ritual theatre from the challenges the dominance of Western theatre frameworks. So as we know that our nation or our place has been influenced by the Western theatre frameworks. So it is not fair for us to only influence and look after the Western theatre. We should have our own rituals, theatre forms, our own entertainment. So it has been studied as a ritual theatre form. Conclusion. Theyyam stands at the intersection of religion, performance, and art. It is not only a religious ritual but is also a form of art and performance. It represents how theatre can be both spiritual and social, sacred and aesthetic. So we could understand that theatre can be both religious and also social. It can connect the community, society. It is very sacredness. It is beautiful as well as it is very religious. Thank you.